Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ring Ready Live, the home of the owner handler, brought to you by Showsite Magazine. I'm Dan Sayers with Showsite here again with Lee Whittier, the dog show mentor. And Lee, it looks like springtime behind you. How are you today?
I'm well, and I can tell you it's not springtime here. I'm trying to get inspired for spring with some flowers, but we've had beautiful, crisp 32-degree mornings, and it's been heaven. I love
Wow.
that dry, cool weather in winter.
Well, I just learned that back east we're getting some snow this weekend. So it's sunny here today. I don't see the tulips or the daffodils, but I've got them behind you to be motivated, and everybody else can enjoy them with you as well. Lee, last time that we were together, you were working your the Terrier show. So how did that go, and how was the Rose City Classic?
Well, it was glorious, of course. The Terrier Show is really my favorite. Everyone works together so well. Everyone knows their jobs. I'm the show chair, but I don't have to micromanage. It's a team effort, and everyone knows their job. And if they don't, then they aren't afraid to ask. We just help each other do our jobs. And we are growing. Our club is growing. We just got 3 new members last night.
Wow,
And I know. And so we're now at like 38 members,
that's
which
beautiful.
and most of the people work. I think that when I gave my report last night for the show, I believe I had 11 or 12 people that were working at the show doing a specific task, doing something, not just nothing, right? So we had, someone who does the rosettes. We have someone who sells our catalogs. We have 2 people who steward. Um, we have a wonderful person who does lunch. My co-chair, Nancy, did a great job of helping me stay on track and organized and working smarter. So that's what we're going to talk about today, right, Dan?
We are going to talk about working smarter. Last week on our show, we were talking about working hard and does hard work make us happy? But this week, we're going to talk about how we can all work smarter. You know, sometimes, Lee, exhibitors will see their competition and feel that the competition is winning and that all of the exhibitor's hard work is for nothing. But oftentimes those who win are winning because they are working smarter, and there are some secrets that each of us can utilize for working smarter. We're going to be talking about those today. We've got a lot of people joining us already. Lee, hello, Rageshwar, Kristen, Debbie, Pauline, welcome back. Nora, Carrie, Denise, everybody's telling us how cold they are. Um,
I
and whether they're in the mountains or in northern Illinois, in Arkansas, everybody is cold or chilly today. So we are glad that you are joining us this Wednesday, wherever you are. We're really happy to have you here. Even Tampa, Florida, Greta is telling us it's chilly in Tampa. Well, I
but I
know
think that Carrie won the prize.
what's,
Carrie, minus 15 in Northern Illinois.
yeah, Carrie, that is mighty cold. So, however cold it may be in Tampa, I suspect it's not in the negative digits. But you know, this has been a cold winter so far. All the more reason to stay inside with us here at Ring Ready Live, and let us know where you're from. And I know you're already doing that. Let us know your breed, and let us know if you have any secrets for working smarter. So. Lee, before we got started today, you were telling me an experience that you had at one of the all breed shows of the Rose City Classic where you were scheduled to steward, and you told me about how you had a pivot. And I wondered if you could tell everybody about your ability to pivot and give us that example.
Well, So in Tibetan Terriers, we were on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And but the day before, the chief steward asked me, "Oh, please, could you come and steward for us?" And I said, "Sure, I can do that." They were down a steward. So I hustled out of bed and got there at 7 o'clock in the morning to steward. And lo and behold, they'd found the other steward and they didn't need me. And
Hmm.
so that was a pivot. It was like, oh, okay. So I went and I watched some breeds and met with some people and had some fun and groomed my dogs and went and showed.
So you thought you were going to be stewarding all day, and instead you were given the gift of some free time.
No, thank you.
And you utilize that in a number of ways. And I just thought that your story is such a great example of how, no matter how our day is planned, we can be disappointed, and then it's our decision whether we want to stay disappointed all day or whether we want to turn that lemon into lemonade, so to speak. And if you're a dog person, if you're an exhibitor, and you had more than 6 or 7 hours to spend at the dog show, what a better way to utilize that than watch some of your fellow judges judging, and of course spending more time with your dog. If that happens to me, I'm going to be doing the same thing, and I encourage all of you to pivot if you are ever in in a situation where you find that you've got all of a sudden a free day. It's a wonderful thing. um, Lee, I know that free time is something that is a challenge for all of us. As the dog show mentor, you are scheduled very tightly. Being a multi group judge, you're always traveling and judging as well. But how are things with Dog Show Mentor? Is there any news to report? Anything going on with Mastery that you might want to share?
Yeah. So in Master, we have quarterly speakers, and the speaker in March is yet to be announced. But we will be having members only added to that quarterly 3 hour meeting. So it's going to be really exciting. So if you're a member of Dog Show Mentor, stay tuned for that announcement. And attendance will be severely limited. So thank you. And Nikki says, I always go and offer to help people. Yes, you do. I have seen that. And so, yeah, Dog Show Mentor always is providing additional information to the fancy. So if you need some help, you can go to the Dog Show Mentor Owner Handlers Facebook page, ask questions, make sure you tag me so I get a notification. And I saw that Sandy MacArthur said she tried to find me at Rose City and couldn't. And I'm so sorry, Sandy, I didn't get to meet you.
Well, there will be other opportunities, I'm sure, Sandy. So look for it, Lee, at a show near you one of these weekends. I'd asked about other people's secrets for working smarter, and Kristen has a secret that she'd like to share. Her breed is boxers, and for Kristen, working smarter is by being selective on entries, pacing herself, because she does more than just conformation. And she trains weekly with a friend in the morning hours. So they aren't just cute, but prepared to
Right.
win. I love that, Kristen. You're working with a friend, so you're not training alone. That is so important if you have a buddy that you can train with.
Right.
Um,
Accountability.
Yes, indeed. And I love what you said at the end there, that you're not just training to be cute, you're training to be prepared to win. I mean, that's what it's all about. You've set that goal for yourself. So that indeed is working smarter for sure. If I may, Lee, I'd like to just start with one of our four secrets, and I'd love to hear from all of you to see if you agree with these secrets or if you would like to share some more of your own. So, for me, one of the first things that I like to do in terms of working smarter is to acknowledge that I'm busy. Lee, I think that when we just say it out loud, say, I am busy. You can say, I'm so busy, I'm super busy. I caution you if you say I'm crazy busy, because that opens up a whole other field of energy, I think. But, Lee, we are all busy today. I mean, even those of us who are retired, we're probably finding that we have more things to do than we ever thought we would in our retirement years. Between our families, our homes, our um, dog show life, our breeding and our exhibiting, and all of the other things that we have in our life, we are busy. And on top of that, we have the technology that is, constantly reminding us to do things. And so I feel that there is a tendency when we feel busy is to start to make excuses. Well, I can't train because I've got other things to do. I can't go to this weekend because of all of these other things. And I feel that if we just sort of admit it, I'm a busy person, I think that that is where we can then start to really see, well, what is keeping me so busy? How many? I mean, you, Lee, are a very busy person. I know that just from working with you and Ring Ready Live, and this is simply one aspect of your work life. You write a column for Ring Ready in the magazine. You're judging, you're stewarding, you're a show chair, you're a wife.
Two chairs.
Yeah, so you are busy. Now what? I mean, what does it do for you, if anything, to just sort of say, yeah, I'm busy. Now what?
So the way I handle that, Dan, is my what if question. So what if it weren't that I was busy, but that I felt that what I had to do was important to me and to others,
Mm,
and that by prioritizing my tasks, that creates an opportunity for me to really do the things that are the most important. What are my priorities? And the way I do that is I take a piece of paper and I write a list. And I do it on paper because I think that um, it really gets to the grounding part. Right? It makes me feel more grounded in what I'm doing. So I take a piece of paper and I write down the top 25 things
mm,
that I need to do today, every day. And once I've got those 25 things, I take 5 things. 5, that's it, 5 things. And those are the things that I do. And if I have time left over, I start on the other 20. But I take 5 things and say, okay, which one do I want to do first? What makes the most sense?
mm,
And the other thing that I do is I schedule. I schedule time that I know I'm going to need to write my article, to write my webinars for Dog Show Mentor. Some people don't know that we have that I create 4 webinars every month for Dog Show Mentor. Plus, I do an interview, and all of that is hours and hours of time. They're priorities for me because people are depending on me to provide information so that they can be more successful. So when I'm doing these tasks for myself, I'm really doing it for others to help other
yes.
people be successful. So yeah, prioritize. Use that 20 and 5 rule, and you will find it really easy.
I love that. You will still be busy, but you will be productive because you've prioritized and you won't
Right.
be overwhelmed by 25 things. In fact, you will end each day having crossed 5 things off your checklist, which Shari and Sandy are saying that they like to do, that they use checklists. It keeps Shari sane. And Sandy says that it feels good to check off the tasks. And
Yeah.
so, right there, you all, you've heard two of our secrets. Number one, acknowledge that you're busy. Acknowledge that you're busy. And number two, prioritize your tasks. And Lee, I agree with you and with Sherry and Sandy that actually writing them down on paper is there's something about that exercise that I don't know, it makes them real, and it sure does feel good to get that pen and just cross them off. And your example is that those five things that you're doing, they're often being done for others, and I think that for many of us, the tasks that we have each day that are keeping us busy are things that we need to do for other people, whether that's in our family or for our dog family even. And yes, prioritizing. I love that 20 and 5 rule. I think that that is something that I'm going to utilize, and I'm sure that a lot of us are going to be thinking of that as well. If Susan has chimed in, thank you, Susan. She says she just got done proofing a show premium for her National Specialty Weekend. She's working on the Kennel Club match, which is coming up in March. She works a full time job. She takes care of dogs and horses. She wrote an article this past weekend, dog shows this weekend. Who has spare time? That's a great example of being busy. And I want to encourage Susan to take Lee's suggestion is to sit down each day, each morning, and just write down those 25 things. Maybe you've got 20 things that involve the dogs and horses, but you've got five things that are really something that needs your attention, the article or that premium list that you've been working on. And I would congratulate you, Susan. That is indeed a full plate. And I want to thank you also on behalf of your national and your club for being part of the team that is making things happen. Lee, you show us all by example how to um, how to show up and do the work, as show chair and all of the other hats that you wear for your club. So Susan is doing the same, and thank you, Susan, on behalf of your club. Um,
I see that Doreen is here from North Carolina. Hi, Doreen.
Hi, Doreen. Yes,
Yeah.
she also says lists
That's
are
right.
a wonderful thing. Indeed, they are. And Lee Greta says that she lives and dies by the Excel spreadsheet for just about everything.
Well, Greta, and I noticed that, and I wanted to say to you that I also use Excel spreadsheets, not for everything, but for many things. It really helps me stay organized. I know where things are. I know where to find things. And I think that helps tremendously when you're doing more than one job or more than one task. Also, we use Excel spreadsheets in Dog Show Mentor to help keep track, right? We track ourselves, help keep track of shows and wins and losses and judges. And so, yes, I think that's, thank you for bringing that up. But for
Yes,
this, I start out on paper. Okay.
indeed. Susan says that she doesn't do lists. The number of things on there it would scare her into the inability to move. But that is the whole point, Susan, isn't it, Lee? It is, if you just keep all of the busy in our head, it can be overwhelming. And in fact, it will be debilitating ultimately, and you'll accomplish none of the things that you can accomplish. Lee, making those lists, preparing those simple lists each and every day, just makes everything doable. Would you agree that you just,
It does. And our next tip of not so secret secrets is goes right along with that, doesn't it, Dan?
it does. What you want to do is set a deadline for those tasks. So if you've got, I'm going to follow with your 20 and 5 rule. So I've decided on those 5 things that must be done. Well, there's 24 hours in a day. I'm going to sleep for 8 of those hours. I've got, dogs and family to take care of. I've got other things to manage, work to be done. So I'm left with, let's just say it's 5 hours. I'm using that as an easy number because now I've got 1 hour to accomplish those 5 tasks. I have set deadlines for myself. So I get up very early and I like to do work in the morning. So I may work on 3 of those things before 9 a.m. By 9 a.m., that's my deadline to get items 1, 2, and 3 done. Then I've got something else to do. I'm going to come back between 12 and 1. I've got another hour. And then maybe I'm going to do that fifth thing between 8 and 9 at night. And I'm going to stick with those deadlines because without them, the day runs away. I mean, how many times, Lee, do we say to ourselves, "Where did the day go? You know,
Uh,
what have I done today? What happened to Wednesday?" You know, and that will happen every day if we don't sort of plan our day, if we don't prioritize all of the busy tasks that we have, and if we don't work within self imposed deadlines. Lists work and deadlines work. Lee, we've got this deadline every Wednesday, do we not?
yes, we do. So, folks, those of you who are saying, "Oh, I don't work with lists because I have so much to do," and we all have so much to do. I mean, I know that I need 2 hours later in the day to uh, brush out dogs, right?
Mm,
That's a priority for me. So, what I'm thinking is those self-imposed deadlines, we would not be here. We would not be here for you if we didn't have that deadline of, starting to meet at 11:30 and going to 12:30. So it's important to have deadlines. Now, you can write them down or not. What I found, and also in my research, is that people who write things down are generally, in most cases, more productive. It is a professional suggestion. So let's go on to the next one, which is my favorite. My absolute favorite is let go of what's not working. If it's not working, just stop doing it.
mm,
Don't keep pounding your head against the wall. Just stop doing it. What if you just stopped doing whatever that thing is that's not working? And if setting deadlines for you doesn't work, don't do it.
right.
Don't do it. Don't keep trying. But if setting deadlines does work for you, usually it goes along with accountability and accountability system. And so what usually works, of what I've seen in Dog Mentor members and those who are successful, is creating a system of action items and creating a system that gets you to your action items. So I was trained in systems thinking. And so I believe that if we create a system for whatever it is, and particularly I have systems within Dog Mentor to help you accomplish goals. And so what I'm looking at in Dog Mentor is, here's a system for this. We have the jump start system in mastery, and that helps you get ready to get your whole year ahead planned. Now, that doesn't mean that there are times where you pivot or things you have to wait for. If you have to wait for a judging panel to decide what you're going to do, but that's those are the systems and the action items that are in place to help you be more successful, so that you're not running around like a crazy person doing little tasks
Hmm.
that you could delegate to somebody else. So create a system that will get you to your action items so that you can be the most productive. And that's not a secret. It's just what we do.
Right. It's like all secrets. They're not really secrets once you know them and you understand them and you put them into practice. So one of the best secrets is to reach out to Lee, the dog show mentor. She's going to help you work through all of the action items. She's going to help you get to your goals with your dog. Lee, I'm thinking of that comment earlier today. The lady who said that she works with a training buddy, and you can be that training buddy. And I encourage everyone to reach out to Lee to find that partner in Lee to help you with all of the
Absolutely.
items on your to-do list and to help you achieve your goals. And of course, you can reach Megan, who is your customer relationship manager at Ring Ready, Megan at showsitemagazine.com. She can help you to celebrate your wins. And Lee, before we run, I want to play our What's the Word game, if that's okay with
Ooh.
you,
Yeah, I think we
um,
have time for one word.
for one word. So,
And could I just, before we do that, could I
yes,
just
ma'am.
acknowledge that Doreen said, know what you're good at and delegate the rest. And I totally agree with that. I mean, I'm not my own lawyer. I'm not my own tax accountant. Uh, you know, if I need help with something, I delegate it. And I'm a coach. I could be your coach if you want me to. But know what you're good at and delegate the rest. And if you don't know what you're good at, excuse me, if you aren't good at it, but you want to be good at it, you can
Mm,
be. You just have to seek out the right people to help you get there and reach your goals.
You
Okay.
heard it.
So
You heard it
that
from Lee Whittier, the dog show mentor. Doreen, thank you for that. We really appreciate you being here. Well, here's our word for the day, Lee. Are you ready? A tail that is thick at the base, round, and gradually tapering at the tip, free from feathering, clothed thickly all around with short, dense coat. I'll read that again. A tail thick at the base, round, and gradually tapering at the tip, free from feathering, clothed thickly all around with short, dense coat. That is the definition for today's secret word.
yes,
Rebecca.
Becca.
Rebecca got it on the
Ex-
first try. Denise
yeah,
followed up as well.
yeah, there you go. Who could type
Very,
faster?
very well done.
Yay. All
Denise
right,
and
we might
Rebecca.
have time for the second one.
Well,
People
I
are
was
so
just curious.
fast.
I'm wondering if labs are Denise and Rebecca's breed, but that obviously was quite easy. Um, so let's do one more word if we can. This is a concave contours of the foreface in profile. Concave contours of the foreface in profile. Denise has golden retrievers, but Rebecca has labs. So of course you knew that.
And
Thank
I
you.
want to just say that Lynn, I'm gonna tell tales. Lynn said, yes, she's correct. Dish. Um, that's absolutely right. And so I've known Lynn for a long time. And I remember back in the day that she was associated and friends with Frank Hara. And for those of you who knew Frank, he was an AKC rep extraordinaire. And he always encouraged Lynn to sit ringside with the standards and read them. And I bet she's read every standard there is. Am I right, Lynn?
Well, she certainly knew dish base, and I think Lynn and several other viewers must have been studying up on their standards this past week. You all did very, very well, and we're just going to have to get a little tougher, Lee, in our
I know,
definition
right?
for next week. But we really appreciate you playing What's the Word? And, this is a real fun way that we can all become a little more well versed in the language of the various breed standards. Lynn says that she's obsessed, and Frank fed her
I
obsession.
know.
Lynn, we love that obsession of yours. There are many in the dog world, Lee, who share that obsession, and we're just happy to uh, to reach out and connect with one another. Lynn, thank you for joining us today and every day. Lee, we're coming to the end of our half hour for Ring Ready Live. I want to thank you for everything that you've shared today in terms of secrets, what works for you, what works for Dog Show Mentor members. And we encourage all of you to share your secrets with everyone here at Ring Ready Live, but also with the people that you train with and you show with. All of us are busy. We hear it all the time. But once we say that, now we're prepared. Now we've got some other secrets that we can implement to make each and every day a great day for us, for our dogs, and for everybody else that is a part of our lives. We don't have to be overwhelmed by being busy, or feeling that we are not good at something, as you said a moment ago, Lee. There is help available, and there are people within this community who want to encourage you to be your best and to celebrate your wins with your dog.
Carrie, the breed for the dish face is usually the pointer.
Yes, Carrie, now that you'll think dish base and that convex curve, you are going to be at a show. You're going to look at the pointer entry and you're going to see that head in profile. And on many of the dogs in that ring, you're going to see this sort of concave profile to the top of the muzzle, and it is very unique to the breed. And once you see it,
However, it's not required.
it's not required.
The planes can also be parallel. So
Yes, yes. So you will see some pointers with and some without, but when you see it, a dish
yeah.
face is indeed unmistakable. Um, she had a pointer when she was very young. Okay.
Cool.
Well,
All
well,
right. It
thank
was
you
so great
again.
to be here.
Yes, thank you, Carrie, for your comments, and thank you everyone for your comments. Lee and I really enjoy hearing from each of you. I know that everyone who joins Ring Ready Live enjoys the camaraderie and the participation that the comments allow each of us to have one with the other, and we look forward to being with you each and every Wednesday. We hope that you are happy to be part of our community as we are to have you as part of ours. Lee, this is our 43rd episode, I believe. It won't be long before we are having our 1 year anniversary. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to plan something special for
You should
for
do
uh,
that.
for our 52nd episode. But
I like that.
but each and every episode is just a joy for Lee and I. This is something that we've prioritized in our week, and we love being here with you. So until we get together next week, I just want to remind you all to work harder, work smarter, and above all, have fun with your dogs.
See you in the winner's circle.
Bye, everyone.